Welcome to venerable Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Blue Devils will boot it away to start the game. Fielded in the end zone. It's Wallace. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'll run it. Turning it on. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Yeah, these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. To throw, it's Daniels. Unloads to the wideout. It's complete.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. Fakes to grab. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchup.
They stripped it out. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
That's kind of a kick to the gut because you think, oh, how can I get this game started conservatively, not turn the ball over, get the positive momentum, get that first hit out. The first carry, your running back sticks it on the floor. Deep recovers. That is not the start you drew up.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. And the Blue Devils come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Taylor. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. The Blue Devils will bring the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll try the left side. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Well, after ripping off a big-time run on his opening carry, a negative play this time around, and this is going to be key. They're going to keep giving him the ball, and they need him to have more positive plays than negative ones if they're going to win.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Knowles. Got a man. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Georgia Tech. They got a boost from their high school recruiting ranks, setting the table for the future, getting a verbal commitment from a 4-star linebacker.
Yeah, it's huge for this defense, not only because of his physical traits. This guy can run, he can cover, he can blitz the passer, but he's also a tremendous leader. This guy could be the alpha on this defense for years to come.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Punt is in the air on 4th down. Here's the return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They'll start this drive at their own 48. They're going to test the right side with this one. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of bounce, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the 1st down. All right, guys, let's talk about Georgia Tech. Every team needs those big dudes up front, and, man, they got a mauler from the high school recruiting ranks. Big 4-star D lineman. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Well, you see the excitement from the fan base and the reaction. It's all over the place, and you understand why. Because just being able to have that size at that position, play the defensive line, is so important for these college teams. They'll fit right in.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Flips it out in the flat. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I want to make sure I know where the playmakers are. And I can't let guys like this guy slip out of the backfield and make big plays against me. Good job being aware that they can throw the ball to the running back, closing space, and getting that fast dude on the ground.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Scanning the field, it's Knowles. Buys a little time. Fires to the wideout. Complete downfield. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh, man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up. But those big plays can be made down the field. Nice job by the quarterback.
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Leaves it with the back. Got the 1st down and more. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. The offense set for a first down play. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll give it to him again. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
A lot of times defenses blitz to stop the run. This very play right here blitz the linebacker, but man, the offense did a great job. Everybody understood what they saw. Running back understood. Pick up a nice positive gain when they were trying to get a blitz and maybe create a tackle for a loss.
Pulls and fires complete. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got it in the middle, it's Page. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it because he really didn't have a choice because he was going to wear that one regardless.
And the Blue Devils with the 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle him, wear him out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
We'll send the tight end in motion. Off play action. Going up top. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting the throw going his way. They put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Looking downfield, it's Daniels. Pocket breaking down. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
It's 4th down and 6, and they'll try to convert. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Gets it out fast. Nice move, creates some space. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. They've got a first down here to open the period. From the gun, the running back has it. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
On defense, when they line up with numbers, and they line up on your side, you're like, you're ready, it's coming right here. And then all of a sudden they mix in counters and they pull 1 or 2 guys and go back the other direction. That's a really good job by the offense keeping the defense on their heels.
This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Daniels. Makes the catch. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
perfect timing to call that pass play. It's 3rd and short down here in the red zone. Everybody in the stadium expecting you to run the football, and if you don't get it, maybe you kick a field goal, maybe you go for it on 4th. You don't have to worry about that now. Because of the pass completion, it's 1st and goal.
The Blue Devils have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now it's 2nd and goal. Motion from the wideout. Looking to fire. Going for 6. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Going to the running game. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Back to pass, it's Knowles. Makes the grab. Brings him to the open. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Looking for room. It's Wallace. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Makes the grab. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Yellow Jackets are facing 3rd and inches. Looking to throw for it. Takes a hit as he fires. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. Finding an escape route. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
I don't think a lot of people here are going to be surprised by that call. 4th and inches at midfield. Just go for it, run the football, and they pick up the 1st.
Really, what are you going to gain by punting there? Even a perfect punt just gives you a little bit of a yardage edge, and the upside of keeping the ball is tremendous.
Yeah, and even if you don't convert it there, your defense comes on the field, and you're still forcing the offense to have to go 50-something yards or so to try and get points. So I like the call.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. They're working that left side. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play. Take a break to check him out. And the Yellow Jackets have it with a 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Ball spotted at the 27. It's 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going for it all. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their heads. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this as the game goes on.
And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping 3rd downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
There were serious revolutions on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete.
And this offense put together a really good drive, man. Like, that was a good drive, but 3rd down in the red zone when the field starts to shrink, they really struggled to try to find a play to get someone open.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Off the play fake. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Now, you always want to get the home crowd jacked up and get them excited, get out to an early lead, and they have 20-0. Defense playing well, offense playing well. They got a lot to cheer about here at home.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Really nice penetration. By this defense, getting in there immediately, causing the running back to have to go a direction he doesn't want to go, and this defense has started the game so good. Several drives, no points allowed, and setting the tone on this drive.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking for a man. It's Daniels. Got his man on the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Rushes on him. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The number one job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. And the Blue Devils will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Motion from the back. Wants to throw on 1st down. Working that left side now. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half.
See, I like this tight end because he's not just running flat routes and little stick routes and drags. This guy can get vertically down the field. He showed you his speed there running the crosser.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Bringing the heat. A little screen to the running back. That should be the final play of the first half.
Loss of 2. Brings up 2nd down.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. The Yellow Jackets will kick it away to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll open this 3rd quarter with a run. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Right back to him on the ground. Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough at the point of attack.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Back to pass, it's Daniels. Pressure coming. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
3rd and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, they're setting the tone early in this game. 4th down in their own end. They go for it on the ground, and they pick it up.
They want to set the tone. They want to establish that they think their offense is unstoppable and that they're willing to do anything to keep the football.
You're exactly right, Reese. They are sending a very clear message to this defense. We're going to run the football. We don't care what you do, but you are not going to stop us.
Looking to throw on first down. Wide open downfield. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Out of the gun, the give to the back. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to pass. It's Daniels. That's caught. It's Isaac. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Takes it from the gun on third down. Grab near the marker. It's Page. He smashes his way through again. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal.
And I like it. Third down and short, and this offense stays aggressive, and now they're set up. Forget the field goal. We're not looking for 3 now. Now set up in a first and goal, trying to get a touchdown.
They shut him down immediately. They tried to pop the fullback loose, and no running room there.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Wants to fire on second down. Gets rid of it. Big fella moving. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
The line of scrimmage, the 2, and these final 2 yards might be the toughest here on third down. He'll do it himself on the draw. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Looking to throw, it's Daniels. Moving out of the pocket. To the end zone, and it's picked off. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The tag. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. The defense putting points on the board.
Man, the offense rolls the dice. They want 6. They choose not to kick a field goal. They choose to be aggressive, and man, do they make a big mistake. Throw the football, intercepted. Not only that, he takes it all the way back to the house. What a momentum swing in this football game.
This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Run it with the fullback. There he goes. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
How do you not respect the big fellas? This doesn't take you back in the time machine to the days when a fullback was on the field every single play. Then you're missing out, because fullbacks are awesome. They're just low maintenance. They're not divas like wide receivers. They just block most of the time, don't say much. And then you give them the football, and occasionally you get some big plays like this, and they hit somebody so hard they got snot bubbles coming out of their nose.
They've got it at the 37. It's first and 10. Big fullback's got it. They pick up half of it. It'll be second and 5. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again.
Here we go.
Grab behind the line. It's Taylor. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Leaves it with the running back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
From the 36, a 3rd down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. Back to throw, it's Daniels. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's got it, 1st down and more. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. The metrics tell you so often, go ahead, go for it on 4th down, and it pays off there.
And that just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical 4th down and execute.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Quickly out to the tight end. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Duke.
And this offense finally gets something together and gets on the scoreboard. It's not over yet, but this is a good sign, man. They got the positive momentum. See if they can build on this, even though we're in the 4th quarter.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week to week, it's so tough to figure the ACC, which is why this one is notable. Florida State is running away with this one right now, and it's kind of felt that way since we saw Chief Osceola and Renegade. They're up by 18 over NC State. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about them first from us, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. The handoff, keep working on that clock. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
They believe in that running game. Got 6 before he stopped at the 23.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. And the Yellow Jackets send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Hunt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Give to the fullback. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we've certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the fullback. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
Give to the fullback. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
Well, how about that play call? 3rd down, turn it around, hand it to the big fella, your fullback, and he does the work to get the first.
The Blue Devils come to the line with a new set of downs. Oh, it's a reverse. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
Everybody loves those trick plays, man, those misdirections, but the problem is when you stay home and you play the play really disciplined and sound like this defense does, you knock it dead, and a lot of times for a loss and put the offense in a bind.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No frills, just get the job done and get the win.
I love when you describe my team